is winter where I live right now, and although there has been a lot more rain and mild weather than typically I'm used to here in January, it is still, as I said, winter. And along with that, there have been lots of the winter colds and bugs going around and making everyone a little under the weather right now. So I thought that this story about a little family of bunnies and their mother and their neighbor all getting together to make a get well soup might be up your alley, especially if you're one of those people right now who are a little under the weather yourself and could possibly even use a get well soup, or just the warmth that would go along with it. But anyway, here we go. The Bunnies Get Well Soup. Story and pictures by Joan Elizabeth Goodman. And before we even begin, we have Mother Rabbit's Get Well Soup here on the very front page with some of the different vegetables that are used in the story. Radishes, although I don't think they actually use radishes in the soup itself. Oh no, that's not radishes, those are the beets. They use beets and carrots and turnips and celery stalk and a little bag of rice and some peas and some flavor. You take all of those and you prepare them, wash, peel, pare, slice, all those different things. You put it together in water, set it on the stove to boil, add all the ingredients, reduce to simmer for 1 hour or more, and serve with buttered toast and hugs. I've always wanted to try this soup, but I've never quite gotten around to it. I might have to this winter sometime. But let's go ahead and begin. The Bunnies Get Well Soup. Story and pictures by Joan Elizabeth Goodman. 4-page. You have once again all the different vegetables and Mother Rabbit. And you see all the bunnies in their beds. One stormy winter morning, Mother Rabbit's 6 bunnies woke up with the sniffles. And we see here the names of the 6 bunnies. Tulip, with her little tulip shoes. Fern, up there, with her little fish, or lizard, I don't know, slippers. Pebble, with his book, his little tiger slippers. Magnolia, up here, with her little bunny, these cute little butterfly slippers. Dill, over here, with his little blue slippers. And poor little Juniper sitting over here, curled up off to the side, with his little googly eye slippers. His for her, but my poor bunnies, said Mother You need get well soup. Mother Rabbit looked through her cupboards. There were 4 stalks, 1 wrinkled potato, and 3 dried peas. This is not nearly enough to make get well soup. Mother Rabbit looked out at the snowstorm. Snow or no, she said, I'm off to the market. Mother Rabbit made sure her bunnies were snug and warm. Then she tied on her shawl, grabbed her blanket, and went out into the storm. She ran into Mrs. Mole at the crossroads. I'm off to the market, said Mother Rabbit. I must get more vegetables for a get well soup. Market's closed, said Mrs. Mole, because of the storm. Dear me, said Mother Rabbit, my bunnies need get well today. My bunnies need soup today. Achoo! Sneezed Mrs. Mole. If I brought a few carrots and a bit of chard, could I have some get well soup? And I'll bring Hedda Badger. She's got garlic and a turnip or 2. Get well soup will be just the thing for her chills, said Mrs. Mole as she scurried away down the snowy path. With celery, peas, potato, garlic, turnips, carrots, and chard, I could make a nice soup, thought Mother Rabbit. But it won't be half enough for Hedda Badger. Mrs. Mole will bring Mr. Mole, Papa Rabbit, when he comes home from the office, and my 6 sniffly bunnies. Dear me, I'd better see what I'd better see what Weasel can spare. So Mother Rabbit turned onto the icy path that led up to Weasel's house. I believe you see big old Weasel peeking out the corner of the window right here. The snow, with his smoke going up through his chimney. Weasel came to the door, bearing his purple muffler. Hello, Weasel, said Mother Rabbit. Could you please lend me some vegetables for my get well soup? I could give you... Achoo! Weasel sneezed. Beets, lentils, and green beans. Achoo! You need some get well soup too, said Mother Rabbit. I do indeed, said Weasel. And could I bring along the skunks? They've been sneezing, and besides they have onions and a few yams to spare. Mother Rabbit puts Weasel's vegetables into her basket and skidded across the icy path. Dear me, she thought, Weasel and the skunks. That's 7 more for get well soup, and there's barely enough now for my 6 sniffly bunnies. And there's her next neighbors. Mother Rabbit came to a snow-covered cottage. I'll go see Widow Possum. She will know what to do. Mother Rabbit struggled through a snowdrift to Widow Possum's front door. How kind of you to visit, said Widow Possum. Company warms the heart on a cold day. Do come in. Mother Rabbit sat by the fire and told her story. Weasel and the whole skunk family, Hedda Badger, and Mr. and Mrs. Mole are all coming to my house for get well soup, and I need help. Of course I'll help, said Widow Possum. I'd love a bowl of get well soup too. But there won't be enough, said Mother Rabbit. I'll bring a little spinach and a bit of rice, said Widow Possum. Everyone is bringing a little of this, a bit of that, said Mother Rabbit. but there can't possibly be enough to make soup for all those animals, Papa Rabbit and my 6 bunnies. Get out your biggest kettle, said Widow Possum. And don't worry, I'll be along shortly with the twins. But Mother Rabbit did worry all the way home. I went to Widow Possum for help, and now I have 3 more coming for Get Well soup. Dear me. Achoo! 6 sniffly bunnies greeted Mother Rabbit as she came in from the cold. See them all standing around her. Finally, at least out of bed. My poor bunnies, said Mother Rabbit, hugging each one. Now I will make you some Get Well soup. But Mother Rabbit sighed as she filled her biggest kettle with water and set it on the stove to heat. And she worried as she chopped beets, green beans, celery, and the wrinkled potato. She fretted as she added lentils, peas, herbs, and spices to the steaming kettle, and Mother Rabbit stirred the watery broth in dismay. A little bit of this, a bit of that won't make much difference. This will never be Get Well soup. Dear me. See how her ears are drooping so much right now. The doorbell rang. Mother Rabbit sighed as she went to greet her friends. They tumbled into the cottage, each one bringing a little of this, a bit of that. Mr. and Mrs. Mole carried a bunch of carrots and a basket of chard. Hedda Badger came with 2 purple-topped turnips and a bulb of garlic. Each skunk kitten brought 2 yellow onions. Weasel helped Mama and Papa Skunk carry a bushel of yams. Widow Possum had an armful of spinach and a sack of pearly white rice. And the twins followed with a keg of homemade root beer. Mother Rabbit could hardly believe her eyes. Dear me, she said, looking at the mountain of beautiful vegetables. A little of this, a bit of that adds up quite a lot. We shall have a splendid Get Well soup. Then everyone got busy. Mother Rabbit, Hedda Badger, Widow Possum, and the twins washed, peeled, pared, sliced, cubed, diced, and chopped all the beautiful vegetables. Weasels told the bunnies stories. The skunk family set the table, and Mr. and Mrs. Mole toasted bread. Icy winds blew, but the rabbit cottage glowed with warmth and cheer. Mother Rabbit sang as she stirred the bubbling kettle full of rich, hearty soup. Its savory smells filled the air. Papa Rabbit got home just in time to help serve. Then everyone sat down to a big bowl of steaming Get Well soup. Oh, said the bunnies. Ah, said the skunks. Yummy, said everyone. My dear friends, said Mother Rabbit, with a little of this, a bit of that, you have made this the best Get Well soup ever. Now, eat up. There's plenty for everyone. So they did, and when they were done, hooray, they said. Hooray for Mother Rabbit and her wonderful Get Well soup. The end. if you're feeling a little under the weather today, brought down by one of those colds or bugs that are going around this winter, that this may have made you feel a little bit better. But until next time.